There's a man sitting at a table by the road into town. Everyone who passes him spits, not at the ground, at him. His own neighbors won't eat in his house. The synagogue counts him with the thieves and the murderers. If he gives money to the temple, the priests won't take it. And here's the strange part. He hasn't broken a single law. In fact, he's working for the law. This is the most despised man in the city, and his job is completely, officially legal. Welcome backstage. Today we're pulling up a stool at the tax booth, the worst seat in the ancient world. So, it's a little after dawn, and you're him. You're sitting at a low wooden table at the edge of Capernaum, right where the road from the lake meets the road heading north toward Damascus. This is not an accident. You were placed here. Everything that moves, every fish, every jar of oil, every donkey loaded with grain, has to pass your table to get to market. And you take a cut of all of it. Capernaum sits on the border of two territories, which makes it a customs checkpoint. Salted fish from the Sea of Galilee. Wheat moving south. Imported goods coming down from Syria. Every load that crosses gets weighed, assessed, and taxed by you. You're not a Roman, though. That's the part people get wrong. You're a local, a Jewish man born here, who took a contract to collect Rome's money from your own people. To them, that's the unforgivable part. You didn't get conquered. You signed up. Hold that thought. We'll get to why anyone would take this job. First, you should understand how the money actually worked, because it's worse than you think. Here's how Rome collected taxes, and it's genuinely one of the most cynical systems ever built. Rome didn't want the hassle of collecting from every fisherman in Galilee, so they sold the right to collect to the highest bidder. You'd pay Rome a fixed sum upfront for your district. After that, whatever you squeezed out of the people above that number, you kept. Read that again. Your salary was the difference between what Rome required and what you could get away with charging. The system didn't just allow overcharging, it ran on it. There were no printed rates posted on a wall. You decided what that man's cart was worth. If, he argued, you could have a soldier hold him there until he paid. If he couldn't pay, the moneylender across the road would happily loan him the difference, at interest you might also profit from. So when your neighbors look at you with that specific hatred, it's not superstition. They've done the math. Every coin in your purse is a coin that used to be in theirs, and yet people still took this job. Stay with me. The reason is coming, and it tells you something about the whole world Jesus walked into. Let's actually live a morning. The smell hits first. You work next to a working harbor, so it's fish, barrels of it, salted and stacked, the brine soaking into the dock boards. Underneath that, donkey, dust, and wood smoke from the bread ovens. By midday, the heat comes off the lake in a wet, heavy sheet. The noise never stops. Greek and Aramaic crashing into each other. Capernaum is a mixed town, fishermen and traders, and a Roman garrison all sharing one road. Coins clink against your scale. Somebody is always arguing. In front of you, a fisherman you've known since you were boys. He's got a basket of tilapia he needs to get to market before it turns in the sun. You both know he has no choice. You name a number. He stares at you. He pays. He doesn't say a word, and the silence is worse than shouting. Behind you sits a Roman soldier, bored, picking at his nails, there for exactly this moment, in case the silence turns into something else. This is the job. Not dramatic, just 1,000 small humiliations a day. Most of them yours to hand out, all of them landing on people you grew up with. So why do it? Because it's one of the only roads up. You'll never be a priest, that's a bloodline. You'll never be Roman nobility. but money you can get. The booth is a door for people the system locked out of every other door. You traded your reputation for the one thing nobody could take back. You're rich and you're completely alone. Now, one ordinary morning, the crowd by your table is bigger than usual. There's a teacher in town. People have been following him around the lake for weeks. Fishermen mostly, the same ones who won't meet your eye. He heals people, they say. He tells stories. He's been preaching out of a boat just down the shore because the crowds got too big for the beach. You've heard about him the way you hear about everything, from your table, secondhand, never invited. And then he stops in front of your booth, looks straight at you, the man the whole town agrees is beyond saving, and says 2 words, "Follow me." The fisherman go quiet. The soldier looks up, and you stand up and leave the money on the table. His name, the records tell us, was Levi. We know him better by the name he carried for the rest of his life. Matthew, the tax collector. The one who wrote it all down. That's the thing about the backstage of the Bible. The famous stories happen to somebody, but they happen in a real place, at a real table, smelling of fish and brine, in front of a crowd that had already decided how the story ended. They were wrong about the ending. So, the most hated man in Capernaum, working a job that was completely legal, despised by everyone who passed his table. That table was real. That road is still there. And the next time you read those few short verses where a man named Matthew gets up and follows, you'll know what he was actually getting up from. That's the world. We just stood in it for 10 minutes. Next time, we're walking into Herod's temple, but not through the front. We're going in the servants' door, with the people who swept the floors and cleaned up after the sacrifices, and were terrified of one specific room they were never, ever allowed to enter. You know the stories. Now you're starting to know the world. This is Backstage of the Bible. I'll see you back here.